Hello and welcome. Welcome. This is your new beginning with me, Erica Latrice. And I just want to encourage you all today with a message that has freed me up so much. And not only has it encouraged me, it's just helped me to approach each day in such a powerful way. And I believe it's going to do the same for you. So if you've been just praying for provisions, clarity, how to navigate on a day-to-day basis, this message is for you. So don't go anywhere. You got about 20 seconds. If you want to read along with me, you can go to Proverbs 3 and Proverbs 19 is where this message is coming from. And it's all about surrender. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I just encourage you, if you have not already, to subscribe. I got my subscribe pillow. Subscribe here on this channel if you haven't. That is my shameless plug, but I want to get back into this message that I pray will encourage you today. It has been on my mind for several days now, and I'm so blessed and thankful that I've been able to see testimonies from this word. Like God has just confirmed so much around this message. So Proverbs 3 is where we're going to start at verse 5. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. This will bring healing to your body and refreshment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your harvest. Then your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will overflow with new wine. Y'all, again, that's Proverbs 3. If you get a chance, I'm telling you, just go read it in its entirety for yourself. But this message is so encouraging, and I've been seeing real evidence of this in actual life evidence of this scripture. And the encouragement to you today is surrender. Surrender, surrender. Lean not on your own understanding. And I've seen this because the way that I've been able to surrender in this present season, and this isn't in like a bragging way, like, oh, I've mastered surrendering, because I'm not. But in certain areas, God has truly just been causing me to sit down. I've shared about the season I went through of just straight up rest, like not running or anything, but really just being in that place of quiet and unplugging and just getting clarity and just seeking God. And I found even in my business, what I do in business, if those of you that don't know, I do media and marketing, and I help kingdom entrepreneurs specifically in the areas of getting their message out, building movements, and things like that. So in that arena, I'm very used to, I'm just typically a strategy person. If you know me, then you know what I'm talking about. I like to do strategy, and let's map it out, and let's lay it out, and let's set the goal, and let's reverse engineer it and make these things happen. God had to sit me down to such a place of surrender. And I'm thinking about a couple of instances specifically where I typically would have told that person from my own understanding, oh, this is what you need to do. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. But where God has shown up so much, well, in every area of my life, but specifically in that area, is that I'm finding that as I'm working with my clients and just talking in different arenas, I'm getting to a place of straight up surrender, like where I would give this type of instruction. I've just been prayerful with any and everything that I'm bringing to those that I work with. And the fruit of it has been mind blowing. No strategy on this earth could bring forth the fruit of surrendering and seeking God in every aspect. And y'all know I talk about that. Matthew 6:33. So to make this plain, to tie this up so that it makes sense, there was one instance where this person that I'm working with, I mean, it's just so inspiring. And they gave me their testimony this week, and it encouraged me. It was so inspiring because there was a time where I was just letting God lead me. And I was telling them, rest. Just rest. This is your season. God is showing you to just rest. The increase is going to come. This is another entrepreneur. But your job, your task is to just rest. And I was kind of hesitant to be so transparent and open in that way when people are expecting you to come in a different way. But the point is, this person was so obedient and just trusting God, and the increase came in a way that we could not have strategized it in that way. But just being obedient and listening and surrendering, God has brought it. And I have several testimonies of this, where God will show you and give you clarity and order your steps. You don't have to do it from your own strength. You don't have to take action from your own understanding, though it's tempting. But there's another verse, and I want to go to Proverbs 19:21. Many plans are in a man's heart, but the purpose of the Lord will prevail. Y'all, there is no better place. There is no better way. There's no better strategic approach that you can take, in my personal opinion, than seeking God and keeping God at the forefront of any vision that you are laying out, any goal that you have. Let it be God's will. Let it be in God's will. Allow God to order your steps. And I promise to you, your mind will be blown, because too often we want to get our hands in the pot. We want to try to do it our way. Then when that fails, then we want to run back to God. Or, we seek God, and then things are flowing, things are making sense. And then we got to put our hands back in it. And make no mistake, I'm not saying, I just want to give clarity around this area. And I'm giving this disclaimer, but I know who I'm called to. And I know that those of you who this message is for, it will be resonant. God will confirm it. Just continue to seek God. But I do want to put this disclaimer, where someone may be taking this as the evidence of God in your life only means that you're getting increase after increase after blessing after blessing. Let the record show, even as Paul said, I've learned to be abased and be abound. When you are seeking God and trusting God to order your steps, what you will soon find is that he gives us the peace that surpasses all understanding. Your joy, your peace, your purpose will no longer be contingent on any outcome, any material outcome, any type of outcome. And for any of you that have had these types of experiences, you know what I mean. If you've experienced loss, if you've experienced unexpected loss, if you've experienced grief, and I don't want to just focus on those things, even victories and whatever, but when you've experienced the ebbs and flows of life, then you know what I'm talking about. That's what I'll say. That's a disclaimer. Then you know what I'm talking about here. When you've experienced the ebbs and flows, then you know that your joy, your peace, and all those things, it's not contingent on anything that moth and rust will destroy. But at the same time, even in Proverbs 3, we're reminded to honor the Lord with your wealth. And what I'm seeing is, for many of these people that are experiencing this increase, this is Proverbs 3:9, honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your harvest. There's fruit, there's harvest. In fact, Jesus, and this is kind of in a different aspect, but when the fig tree got killed, I was going to get country, killed. When he knocked that fig tree out, it wasn't bearing any fruit. We are called to bear fruit. We are called to be fruitful. We're called to bear fruit, even the fruits of the spirit. So if you're out here and you can quote 7,000 scriptures, but you're snapping on people and cussing people out, and you don't have any joy when you're out here and you got 17 scriptures and you're dropping paragraphs in people's comment sections, but you can't pray over anyone, or you're dropping all these paragraphs and you're, quoting all these scriptures, but people can't even count on you to be reliable or consistent or walk in a spirit of excellence. Like, there are so many fruits, patience. Someone, my gosh, they get in front of you in traffic, and now you're ready to just sideswipe someone off the road, but you quoting scriptures and you're preparing people for the end times, and you're getting people ready to not chase after money or love money, all these things. When I tell you all who are listening, who this message is for, surrender, surrender, surrender. Seek God for yourself. You don't have to rely on anyone else's ability to see your heart, or anyone else's ability to see who God has created you to be, or anyone else's ability to see God's purpose for your life. When you surrender and when you seek God and when you trust God for the steps being ordered in your life, I promise you, nobody else can stop it or start it. They are resources, not the source. And that's what I want to encourage you all of today. So if you've been praying for God to just give you clarity, if you've received a promise and you believe, you have faith that it's going to take place. God has shown you, much like he told several people. We'll start with Abraham, go to a land that you know not of. Then there were famines and so much going on in between that. Joseph had that dream that all things were going to work together and he was going to one day reign over all these people. But there was that in between phase. Mary was spoken of the baby that she would birth. And we know the turbulence and even the times that she was in, how out of control that seemed at that time to the natural person. However, what I want to encourage you all of today is to just surrender and trust God, because I've seen so much fruit and so much evidence for several people in my life. And hopefully I can just get some people to come on and share their testimonies where what we would have tried to do in our own understanding and tried to, like I said, like strategize and make happen, God did it in a way that was just so magnificent. And the only requirement was to be surrendered and to be obedient. And when God starts showing you things, to just line up with it and be obedient in that area. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this message made sense to you all today, but I just want to encourage you with this message of surrender, because I believe that many of you, that next phase in your life is going to come. That next phase where you're going to be fruitful in it. You're going to be able to honor God with the first fruits of your labor. You're going to be able to make an impact. You're going to be able to carry out God's commission. You're going to be able to do so many things from that secret place of knowing God firsthand and hearing God directly with the steps that he's ordering. It's going to happen from your place of surrender. It's going to happen from your place of surrendering your will to God's and allowing God to order your steps to see what needs to happen in this season. And I promise you, it's like mind blowing to me the way that these things have come together. And it's so encouraging when I'm hearing these testimonies of those who I've spoken to in the past several months and what God was showing me for them and the things that I've spoken to them. And now those things are happening. It's mind blowing. So trust God in this season. I pray that this message encourage you to step out, to be bold. If you are a kingdom entrepreneur and you are looking for accountability, if you're looking for resources to grow your business, to start your business, to scale your business, I would encourage you to join my private group. It's amplifyher.group, or you can go to amplifyherlounge.com to directly join my free membership, just to get support and resources in those areas. If this encourages you, tell someone, tag someone. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and go out, as I always tell you, and make today amazing. Make it amazing, because it's absolutely a choice. Take care.